Hey everyone, Kevin here with Divinely Designed, and I have a paper crafting video today. I'll be making a Heartfelt Creations card. This is using the Under the Sea uh, collection. I'm starting by using some alcohol inks on some yupo paper, which is like a thin plastic paper. I'm just dabbing, this is actually going to be the background, and so I'm dabbing some light blue and light green, and then I'm taking some of the sort of alcohol ink and going over it to sort of change the texture of the background. Adding that alcohol really adds a different kind of feel to it. Now, I'm going to be doing kind of three layers, and the middle layer is a clear plastic sheet, so I'm doing the same thing here with the alcohol inks, except I'm adding it to the clear plastic sheet, and I'm using darker colors, so a darker blue. There's a little silver in there too. Now I end up adding some in the middle, mostly toward the sides here, because I want to keep the middle clear so you can see through it to actually see some of the things below it. Now again, I'm adding some of that alcohol to sort of change the texture. You'll see me spritz some alcohol here. Again, I'm just playing around with kind of the texture of the alcohol ink on the final thing there. Now, here I thought I would show you just how I do most of my Heartfelt Creations things. This is their shell. I ended up not using it in this project, but still kind of just to talk about the process. I like to emboss the stamp. Here I'm embossing it with platinum is the name of the color. And then I colored these with zig markers. And when I use zig markers, I like to use three in the same sort of color family, a light, a medium, and a dark, and use the dark kind of in the deepest areas of the stamp or where you would find the most shadows, then blend in the middle, and then finally the lightest color. So I did that back portion kind of in kind of like a peachy tan, and then I'm doing the rest of the shell more in a brown tone here. You'll see me come in with the darkest color, and I'm just going around the edges and the bottom portion of the shell, then using that medium color to sort of extend out the darkest portion, and blend it a little bit so the lines are not so sharp, they sort of, meld together. And then here I'm using the lightest color. Now, I actually use the lightest color to sort of shade darker just by going over the same area multiple times, which is another way to get some depth there. So that's generally how I like to do it. So heat emboss, and then color, and then cut out using the coordinated dies. And then I generally will shape them, spritzing a little water on the back and using the shaping tool to give them some dimension. Now this shell, I just wanted to sort of puff up kind of the pieces to give it a little bit of a three-dimensional look, and I do that with some of the leaves and things like that. Some of the flowers, you're curling pieces, but here I was just giving them dimension. Now, to get the final piece together, I had to plan the layout. So I sort of dry stacked everything together, and then once I had the layout down, I started gluing them down. Now, this octopus and the coral are actually part of a hero art stamp and die set, but I thought they went really well, so I included them here. I have some fish from the Under the Sea collection that I'm gluing down. Now, this is the yupo paper, which is the bottommost portion of the project, and then just cutting the portions that hung over it. Now I'm going to take some foam tape here. This is about a half-inch tape that I'm going to put around the entire border, and then I'm going to stick down that plastic sheet with the blue on it on top of this for my middle layer, and I'm going to glue those fish down on the clear plastic sheet. So that gives you sort of the middle layer. And then finally I'm going to add some more foam tape around the edge again. And I'm going to add a frame on top of that, really just to cover the foam tape. I kind of wish I would have done a little bit more of the blue on the clear sheet there, like a little bit more into the center. But anyway, so here's the frame. That's really just covering up the foam, and then I'm going to add this is a corner piece from the Under the Sea collection, and then I'm using the hibiscus flowers. These were cut out of kind of pink and orange and colored with zig markers again, And I'm just playing with the layout here of where I want the leaves and the flowers. And then once I have the layout down, just gluing them in place. And as I was doing this, I really liked how it was coming together, but I really felt like it needed another flower kind of in the opposite corner to balance it out. So I ended up changing my plan a little bit here. Once I had these flowers down, then I added a flower in that upper left-hand corner. I wasn't originally planning that, but it just felt like it needed it here in the design. And then for my flowers, for Heartfelt Creation flowers, I always love to add Wink of Stella to them. Oh, I forgot. I also cut out some of the little shells that go along, and I kind of shape them to give them some dimension, and I'm adding them to the lower left corner here. And the final step that I'll do is adding that Wink of Stella to the flowers. I love how Wink of Stella gives a nice shimmer to the flowers. I think it just sort of works perfectly. Oh, I am cleaning up a little bit of some of the blue ink on that layer, that middle layer, because it was blocking some of the fish. But I actually didn't film this, but I used Spectrum Noir has a Wink of Stella-like product, and I actually like it better. I think it gives a better shimmer. So after I used the Wink of Stella, I went back and used the Spectrum Noir one also. Just to give the final piece a little bit extra shimmer. Now I really only added it to the flowers and a little bit of the frame there. And in the still pictures here, you can see some of the dimension really comes through here. Those shells are the closest and the octopus is the furthest. You see the fish on different levels, sort of on top of each other. I really like how the final effect really came together. And I think that's it. So thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, click that thumbs up button. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And thanks so much for watching. Comments, questions, leave them below. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.